let's take a look today at um, the assignment. Hopefully, we can get you moving on that. So, just for the sake of our recording, I do have my contact information. It's located in the course if anybody needs it. That is my cell number, so feel free to call or text. Either one works. Hopefully you've already gotten started on the discussions. You've got both of those posted, and now you're focusing your eyes on the assignment and the assessment, as well as your replies for the discussions this week. That's really going to be the focus as we finish through Sunday, that we kind of finish up all of those pieces. But our session today is going to focus mainly on the assignment. So we've got a lot of details for this assignment. We're going to be focusing on the gross sales and the net sales. So for this piece, you actually are going to be a fashion design assistant, an office assistant, and we're going to be calculating the sales of a product for the designer. So some pieces of information that are important for this assignment. We're told that the company sells designer shirts sells 300 designer shirts, and each shirt sells for $45. So this past quarter, we had 100 shirts that sold at a 25% discount, which means they sold at $33.75 a piece, and 7 shirts were returned. So the first thing that we're going to be asked to calculate, we've got to calculate the gross sales. I'm going to walk us through that. And then we're asked what is the average price of the shirt sold, and then what is the most common price of the shirt sold. So we'll take a look at those, and hopefully that will help. Let's break down this first one, the gross sales. I actually have some step-by-step here with our instructions that I think will walk us through. Our questions here will lead us into our total gross sale, which is what we're calculating over here. So the first thing we're asked is, well, how many shirts were sold? If we remember from the pieces of information we were given from the prompt, we were told that there were 300 shirts sold. And of those 300, 100 of them sold at a discount. Not sure if this discount was just a 25% off sale, or if maybe there was a coupon that people had to use. But regardless, we were told that 100 of them sold at a discount. So we want to calculate how much money, that's revenue, was brought in from these 100 shirts. So if you recall from the prompt, we were told that the 100 shirts sold for $33.75 a piece, which means that total from these 100 shirts, we get $3,375. That's going to go in our gross sales column. So all the ones that sold at a discount, this is how much money we made from them. Now, if 100 of them sold at a discount, then 200 of them sold at full price. And remember, full price on our prompt was $45 a piece. So let's multiply again to find out how much we make from the shirts that sell for full price. That's our 200 times 45. That'll give us our 9,000. So we've got 3,375, and we've got to add in our 9,000 that came from the shirts that sold full price. And then the last piece is, what about the shirts that were returned? So we're going to have to actually put those back into inventory. So we're going to subtract them from our gross sales, but let's figure out how much money that is. We had 7 shirts returned at full price. So that means we're going to be subtracting our $315 for those. And you can go ahead and total up then for your gross sales. So we've got, again, let's recap. We've got our shirts that sold at a discount. We've got the money we made from the shirts that sold at full price. And then we've got to subtract the shirts that were returned for whatever reason. So he takes care of part A. You'll want to be sure and show all your steps, though, and explain how we got this piece. Okay. Now, the next piece I think is important because it's not exactly what we might think of, But let's take a look. Part B asks us, well, how do we find the mean? Well, this one is a little bit interesting because in order to find the mean, we have to take into account how many of each price there was. So for instance, we had our 10 shirts that sold at $33.75. We had our 20 shirts that sold at $45 a piece. For this one, I'm actually going to, let me see if I can get out of my slides here. And I'm actually going to type. Let's see if I can go back. Well, hold on one. Let me pause my share here because I want to type through this one. Let's see if I can do that. All right, here we go. And let me share again with you guys. Okay, so let's go back to our mean here. We are actually going to take our 10 shirts that sold at $33.75. Remember, these were our discounted ones. And then we need to add together with those. Get another text box here. We're going to add to those our shirts that sold at full price. And remember, there were 20 of those. So let's do our 20 times $45. I'm sorry, not 20, 200 of them that sold at $45 each. So essentially what we've done here, a lot of times we think about finding the average as just adding them all up and then dividing by how many there are. And we are doing that. The difference is we're using multiplication to make our addition a little bit simpler. So after we add them all up, we're going to divide by the total number of shirts, which in this case was 300. So if you remember from our previous gross sales, we've actually already calculated this value. The 10 times the 33.75, we got that to be $3,375. And we already calculated our 200 shirts at $45 a piece. We got that to be 9,000. So we've actually done a lot of these calculations already. And so we can just use them again. And let me replace this with 9,000. We're still going to divide by the 300, for that's the total number of shirts. The only difference you'll notice in this one, we are not including the shirts that were returned because those don't have to do with the price of the shirt at this point. Okay, so now let's go ahead and add on the top here. So our 9,000 plus our 33.75, that's going to give me 12,375. And we're still going to divide by our 300, and we're going to get our average price of our shirt. Now, I'll let you do the division piece here to finish up to get our average price per shirt. But that's how we break that down. We're somewhere around $40 a shirt, but you can get the exact cent here. And that's how we actually find the mean, the average value for the shirt. Okay, next question then. What about the mode? Okay, so for this one, remember we had 10 shirts sold at $33.75 a piece. And we had, we didn't have 10 shirts, we had 100 shirts. And then we had 200 shirts that sold at $45 each. And so the mode is asking us for which one occurred the most. What was the most popular price of shirt? What was the price that the shirt sold at most often? I'll let you decide that from based on the information we have. All right, now let's go ahead and look at the last piece of information then. We've got our essay. You're going to write a 200-word summary on how this information could be used and to make buying decisions for the company. And then determine if the 100 shirts had to be discounted or to sale, was the 300 purchase of 300 shirts a good investment for the company? So you'll have to give your thoughts here on that. We do ask that when you submit your assignment this week that you do name it under this filing pattern, RAM110 underscore assignment 1 underscore your first and last name. So mine would be RAM110 underscore assignment 1 underscore Marissa May, and then you can submit it as a Word document. So let's take a look then as we finish up today to look at the math for your grade in this class. So each of your graded discussions are 35 points. So that means you got 70 points each week going towards your discussions. Your weekly assignment is worth 90 points. Your weekly assessment is worth 50 points. And the live lecture quiz is worth 20 points. Then you've got your daily checkpoints. 4 of them are required. So you've got 20 points that can come from that. That means that each week you've got 250 points that you can earn. Okay. If we look at it, sometimes students say, oh, well, I'm not going to do the assessments. I broke it down then into percentages so you could see how everything really, really does count when it comes to your grade. So there's really not an area you can say, oh, that's not what, I'm not going to spend my time on that. I'm just going to skip on that. You've got a lot of opportunity here to make a difference in your grade with the pieces and parts. So I hope looking at the numbers side of it will help you see how that you want to plan for your success here in the course. And so if you need help this week, you can, of course, email me through Canvas. You're welcome to email me with my normal email address, or you're welcome to call or text me at my number. So I hope that helps for this week with our week 1 assignment, just to kind of break down what you're doing and then to help you be successful with it. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks, Yuli, for stopping by today. I hope you have a great rest of your day.